Welcome to the Snazzy Sage podcast. I'm Dr. Carrie, your host and coach. Each week, I chat with remarkable guests who are thriving in their next chapter with confidence, purpose, and style. Because the next chapter isn't about age, it's all about attitude. Let's dive in. Today on the Snazzy Sage podcast, we're diving into all things hair, from trends and cuts to color, conditioning, and how to make your style truly your own. I'm thrilled to welcome my guest, Joyce Bisbo Brown, a talented stylist and colorist at Salon Bello in Pittsford, New York. Joyce has an incredible gift for not just transforming hair, but understanding it. Joyce truly knows how to bring out the best in every client, whether you're looking for a bold change, a subtle refresh, or tips on keeping your hair healthy and gorgeous. Today, we'll talk about the latest hair trends, cuts, color techniques, and how to find the perfect style for you, for both men and women. I can't wait for you to hear her tips and tricks. Let's welcome Joyce Bisbo Brown to the show. Yay!
Thank you, Carrie. How are you?
Doing great. I'm so excited you're here, and we're going to talk about all things hair. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? How did you become a hairstylist?
Well, it kind of was by chance. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and I tried hairdressing, and I was kind of timid, but within a week knew that I was where I wanted to be when I started at a salon, and been happy ever since, just continuing on in the business and love learning more.
That's fantastic. So let's talk about trends for women. What do you see for haircuts for women?
Well, for women, it does, to me, it's age dependent. It also depends on how you dress. You should fit the whole profile. So a classic bob's always going to be in style for your more classic person. And then there is more shaggier looks that are back in style, bangs, more broken up, textured styles.
And what about short hair?
It's really, depending on the person. You also have to go with your hair texture. It's a great thing to follow style, but as we age, if you go too far into following style, then sometimes it looks like you're trying too hard. So to me, it's doing things on a more muted manner. Unless you've always been that person that's traveled outside the box and you dress real funky and you can pull it off, then go for it. You can rock it. But it's really just being true to who you are and then following fashion, maybe not diving in fully. Because I know I'm 54, and if I go to what, a 20-year-old's going to wear, I'm going to look like I'm trying too hard, and it's not going to do for me what I would like it to do.
That's true. And what about longer hair for mature women? I remember growing up, everyone had short hair, and that's great, both short and long hair. What do you see with the trends with long hair, and is that okay for mature women?
Well, Carrie, I'm with you. I know my mother, the mentality back then was you cut your hair short. That's just what you do. And I have to say, I don't fully agree with that because to me, it's a clear marker like, oh, I'm older. I had to cut my hair short. It's not always the answer. I found for myself, I always wore shorter hair. And as I aged, I actually grew my hair out to kind of soften the look, to maybe hide some of my wrinkles a little bit. Thank you. And so do you.
Thank you. Well, that's the filters on the Zoom that help a lot. I always said for me, at some point, bangs are going to be my Botox because
Yes.
it will cover. I'm still haven't done bangs, but eventually I think I'm going down that path. What about trends in men's hair care? What are you seeing for trends in men's hairstyle?
So it's really funny with the younger crowd. I'm just starting to do a lot of boys' perms again. They're doing, very short and then the longer top, very curly, or that beautiful mullet. And there's very many variations of the mullet. It's not so abrupt as it was in the 80s, like Joe Dirt. It's actually not bad. And it's much softer, but I feel a lot of guys are doing longer tops where they're poofing it up or, shaving it underneath or just fully longer hair.
And I read
much.
that tapered cut for men has been really
Yes.
common. What about hairstyles for mature men? What are you seeing?
Mature men, it also depends on what you're left with. We're in a different day and age where there's a lot of options to keep your hair on your head. It just depends on how much money you want to spend to try to do that, or also time. There's products you can use. And I always recommend to my clients that are thinning to go see a dermatologist, because that definitely, again, is a marker that you're getting older when your hair's falling out. And I feel that, a man, when that happens, if they try to hold on to it too much, shows just letting go and either shaving it or committing to meeting with someone and trying to keep your hair. So working with what you got is huge.
Absolutely. Let's talk about color. What are you seeing in trends for color for mature women?
So definitely with women, as you grow older, what happens is you lose your pigmentation. So women have a tendency when they're younger, they have lighter hair and they start to go darker, 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 or like a redhead will lose their pigmentation, meaning they go browner.
Mm.
So you start to go lighter because you start to get gray. So if you choose to get rid of the gray or tone it down, sometimes when people go too dark, that also, you've got to remember when you go too far, either way on a color spectrum, you're really going to bring a lot of attention to your face. So trying to have a softer color, not going too extreme, again, that goes with the person that you are. So I do see some women that dress very funky and they really look great well into their 60s, 70s, and they're pulling it off. They can do those more fashion tones. A lot of it is your attitude. So there's a lot of factors, working with your stylist. And if you don't feel that, they're educated, there's so many tools now that you can learn. I know there's even apps that you can take a color and your face and you can change it up. But I love working with my client and just helping them change their color. You have to remember what you're signing up for. If someone goes too far out of the box and they don't maintain that, then that's going to be bad, right? You got to get into what you're going to maintain. And I feel that keeping it softer, prettier as we age, not going too dark, too red, too light, that will help be softer on your skin.
One thing that you said to me that really stood out in my mind, you said that when you see someone from the back and you look at their hair, you know immediately that they're an older person because their hair is so dry. What
Yes.
happens to our hair when we age and how can we moisturize?
So that is another thing, Carrie. You're right. We dry out. Your skin dries out. Everything dries out. So really making sure you're moisturizing that hair. There's treatments you can do. That is a dead ringer for age. And another thing, I have clients that with age and the dryness, they don't have to shampoo their hair as often. So knowing how long it takes your hair to get oily is a great thing to pay attention to, because I have some clients, it takes them a full week to get oily. So what they do, they come into the salon, I style their hair. What a blessing. They get to wear that all week.
And hydrating hair is such an important component, as you mentioned. Is that the conditioner? Is it a leave-in conditioner? What are some of the
Right.
options for hydration?
Again, working with a stylist, because some hair, especially as we age and it thins out, it can't hold a lot of moisture because it would weigh it down. So then you need maybe a spray and conditioner. So working with a stylist to fit you with the proper conditioner will also help. But a trick is, if you condition and you find that you blow it out and it's a great style and then it collapses, that is a clear indicator that either one, you've got too much conditioner, or your styling product's too heavy. Maybe you need a haircut. So making sure it's conditioned properly, and not too weighted down for you.
Talk about hair products from a styling perspective. What are the choices that folks have? I remember when I was younger, there was hairspray. That was about it. But what
There's so many now. I mean, when I started, we really had mousse gel and hairspray. Now there's sea salt sprays. You have to watch those. Those are great for looser curls, but hence salt can dry out your hair. But there's all kinds of sprays. There's leave-in conditioners, cream products, cream-based mousses. There's lots of options, and it can be overwhelming. So that's why I always promote asking someone, or even if you go into a store, asking the salesperson for help.
Absolutely. And as we age and our hair either goes darker or goes gray, and I read some of the trends that more and more men and women are going gray, and there's styles and conditioning that you can do, such as the glossing over gray hair. Is it cool to be gray today?
Well, definitely I feel after COVID, that's kind of the trend that started happening is a lot of my clients wanted to transition to gray. Some did go back to coloring their hair because they couldn't take it. But yes, some we even put gloss over because some gray is very wiry and hard to control because there's no pigmentation. The color on the hair softens it. So the glossing or again conditioning right, all that can give you much more control and help hide that we're aging.
And I've seen both men and women with just gorgeous gray, white hair, multi-tones of those. It's really become a fashion statement today.
For sure. There's even some you can put demi-permanent over it. I have clients that maybe they don't want it stark white. They want more of that kind of silvery or steel look. And we can put like a rinse or demi-permanent color over it just to give it a little bit more tone in case they feel too washed out.
That's true. And we're talking about hair. I've noticed in certain areas I'm losing hair. My eyelash is gone, eyebrows escaping, running away. And I've never gotten a tattoo in my life, but I'm pretty sure my first tattoo is going to be the tattooed eyebrow.
Yes, they're great. Just if you do that, make sure you do your research, go to someone who's educated. That is awesome because, yes, you're right. Our hair thins. Yes, there's serums that you can buy to encourage your eyelashes and eyebrows to come back because, again, that's a sign that we're aging. And then I also color them, and that helps.
Wanted to shift gears and talk about aging here on the Snazzy and Sage podcast. How do you view aging, Joyce?
Honestly, there's great aspects of aging. I like my mind much better. And you just got to do it with grace. I start every morning with just taking a moment to pause and reflect and then thinking of positive things to speak into my life. And I think aging gracefully, it starts from our heads and then stretching, keeping your body limber, and then also your physical, your hair, your skin, your nails. And I feel to me that helps me feel better about it.
Terrific. And Joyce, what makes you excited? How do you find joy?
I find joy in a lot of places. I love my family. I love my clients. I love doing hair. I love God. I love my church. I love the kids. I find joy in a lot of places. You need to find joy in any situation. And that's another trick to life because as we know, life is hard sometimes. We all go through different seasons and it's trying to find the joy in the tough times.
And Joyce, what I love about coming to see you is there's a lot of tough times I'm going through at the moment, but you are such a beacon of light and you can see the joy in your face and the calm energy that you have. And it's fantastic working with you.
That's so sweet. I'm also emotional. You're going to make me. I love people and I adore you. I'm so thankful that I met you and I like your podcast and all these positive things you're doing. So keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, one of the things that inspired me for the podcast is I wanted to marry both my love for coaching people through confidence and love for fashion. So we love to ask people on the Snazzy and Sage podcast, what's your go-to style piece?
I love a dress. I'm a dress person. The black dress, probably, because you can wear it anywhere.
Joyce, how can someone connect with you or find you on social media if they wanted to come get a haircut or learn some more information about your styling services?
Well, I work at Salon Bello in Pittsford, New York. And on social media, I'm on Facebook, Joyce Bisbo, Bisbo, and Instagram.
Anything else that you'd like to share?
One of my things that I always like to say is I think aging with grace starts from the mind and comes to the body. A body in motion stays in motion. Definitely try to keep moving forward. It's good to look back just so we don't repeat it. But remember, things can always be better, get better. You can be stronger, be healthier. Your hair can look better. So just keep on keeping on.
It's why cars, the front window is so large and the rear view mirror is so small.
I love that. That's so great. Yep, it's true. Life can be hard. It's what you do in those times because remember, when it's hard, you're there for a reason. And that, unfortunately, is when you usually learn the most. So buckle up and learn what you got to learn so you can move forward and be better and stronger.
True. Failure is the best teacher.
Unfortunately, but smile in the storm because better days are coming.
Joyce, thank you so much for being here.
I thank you so much. You're a delight.
Thank you for tuning in to Snazzy Sage. If you loved today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Want to elevate your style and confidence? Visit snazzyandSage.com to explore individual and group coaching that helps you look and feel your best from the inside out. Until next time, stay snazzy.